Okay, so I feel like this liner is smaller than this one, but don't worry, it's fine. Alright everyone, so let's get started. In today's video, get ready because it's very compact. I'm going to be showing you 3 different looks and 3 different ways to apply color to your everyday makeup looks. For myself, sometimes I can be very overwhelmed by the colors in some of my palettes and I don't really reach for them that often. This is why I wanted to do this video, so that you can dip into those colors in your palettes and you can really control the colors that you use. So you can add a lot or you can just apply a little bit. You don't have to do a full-on colorful crazy makeup look for you to use color. Like, color should be fun and there's many different ways to apply color on a regular basis. Sit tight and let's get started. Alright, so here we have it for the first makeup look. Now, this is a really easy way to bring color to any everyday makeup look. This is your classic black liner with a pop of color. So you have your black liner and then on top you have a colorful liner. And with this makeup look, you can actually use any color you want. Well, actually, you can do that with all of the makeup looks I'm going to show you today. You can do really any color that you want. So for this one, I really wanted to do something blue, like a royal blue, just because I wanted to do something a little bit more deep, a little bit more like sultry, but still very fun. The blue is a darker color, so it is going to like enhance that winged liner a little bit more. I was hesitating with doing a bright neon green liner with the black liner, but I decided to go with the blue. It's a classic, and I also decided to add a little bit of shimmer on the lid to give some dimension. So first of all, of course, we're going to be priming, so I'm going to be taking my MAC Pro Longwear paint pot in the shade Painterly. I'm going to prime from my inner corner to the very outer corner of my eye, just to make sure that the veins are covered. A good primer is going to create a barrier from the oils of your lid, from the eyeliner, so it is going to prevent some creasing. So I do like to use a very long-lasting primer. So next, I do want to place a transition shade on my lid so that there is some dimension on the lid. And I really want to use a transition shade that's more on the warm side, just because blue and orange or red are opposite colors, so it's going to make the blue eyeliner pop more. So I'm going to go into the Kaleidos Sashimi palette and I'm going to be taking the shade, there's no name, but it's kind of like an orange-brown transition shade. And I'm going to be taking that with my JH32 brush, which is a very big, fluffy blender brush. I'm going to tap off the excess because I don't want to have too much of that color on my lid. I just want a really nice wash of it. And with that shade, I'm really messily going to place that all over my lid. So doing very big circular motions, I'm going to dab that on the mobile lid and I'm going to bring that towards the crease. And also to help that elongated effect, I'm also going to bring that shade towards my temples and I'm also going to drag just a little bit on my lower lash line. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that wash of color. So next I'm going to be taking the About Face eye paints. You can use any blue or any colored eyeliner that you have. I'm using this because it is a very bright shade and this royal blue is very pretty. And if you're planning on getting these fluid eye paints, you need to use them in a patting motion. Do not swipe them on. Maybe the first layer you can swipe it on, but if you want to build the color, you definitely need to do patting motions, because if you don't do patting motions, if you swipe the second layer on, it's just going to remove the first layer you had on your lid. So very important with these, tapping motions. Trust me, I learned from my mistakes. So with this, you need to not be scared and well, actually, okay. So you can do a really small liner if you want, but I would recommend you to do a pretty like a bigger eyeliner than you would think, because this is actually the layer that's going to go on top of the black liner. So you need to go just a little bit longer and bigger than what you think, so that you do have the space to place the black eyeliner and you will still see the blue eyeliner. The bigger, the better. So I brought that liner very closely to the end of my brow and I brought it to my inner corners. So it's a full-on eyeliner. So now I'm just going to take my time and build the shade up. like I said, doing very small tapping motions. So now I'm going to be taking a liquid liner. Again, you can use a kohl liner, you can use a gel liner, you can use a felt tip liner, you can use any black liners you like to use. I'm using the Rare Beauty liquid liner. I really like this liner because it's super black and the tip is super fine, so you can create very defined and detailed lines. So I'm going to be taking this and I'm going to follow the shape of the blue liner we just created, but I'm going to leave like a millimeters or like 3 millimeters of blue on top. This part should be easy because you already have the shape of the liner. And I'm also going to take the liner from the very outer to my inner corner. Okay, so I feel like this liner is smaller than this one, but don't worry, it's fine. Alright, so now just to give a little bit of shimmer and dimension, I'm going to take the Solman Moonlight Feel Highlighter in the shade Azura Shine, which is a gorgeous blue highlighter. I love applying a blue shimmer on top of an orange eyeshadow. It's like just the best because you have the perfect contrast. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be taking that highlighter with a JH33 brush, which is just a more compact blender brush. And I'm just going to be placing that in the very center of my lid. And I'm going to bring that towards my brow. So I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to let that on my mobile lid. It's going to go into the crease and towards my brow. And I'm also going to dab some of that in my inner corner. Here we have it. As you can see, so easy. So now I'm just going to apply my mascara and that's it. For my mascara, I'm going to be taking my Rare Beauty mascara. I repurchased this mascara. That's how much I really like it. So I'm just going to do a very generous coat on my upper and bottom lashes. Okay, so I don't know why, but like this eye, I have the worst lashes ever. Like on this eye, I should definitely like curl my lashes because they go straight down. Like this eye, it's not too bad, but this eye is just the worst. And same with my lower lashes, like they're so small on the outer corner. I think it's because I sleep on this side of my face. That could be it. I definitely need to buy a lash curler. I actually have one right there. God damn it. And now just to open up my eye even more, I'm going to be taking a white kohl liner and I'm going to be placing that in my waterline. I'm going to try not do a very weird face, but that probably won't happen. So here we have it for the first look. I feel like this is like the most easy way to apply color on the lid. Just a really nice color shimmer and a colored eyeliner and you're good to go. Now let's jump to the second makeup look. Alright, so for this next one, I feel like it's really fun. Again, you can put any color you want, but for this makeup look, I really wanted to do something very soft. I really wanted to do something blown out. So in the crease, we have a really pretty coral shade, and at the root of the lash, we have a little bit of brown just to give some definition to the eye. I also went very light-handed with the mascara, just so that the focus is all about the coral shade in the crease, and we also have a really nice shimmer shade on the lid. So let's start applying the makeup. To create this makeup look, I started again using my MAC Pro Longueur paint pot. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be taking right away the color shade. So I'm going to go in the Raw Beauty Christy palette. I'm going to be using the shade It Just Does. And I'm going to be taking that on a JH40 brush, which is a very tapered, precise blending brush. And I do want to have some precision with this shade before blending it out. And I'm going to very precisely place that in my very inner corner crease. So I'm just dabbing that, doing very small circular motions. And I'm also going to take that on the very outer crease. But I'm not going to take it on my lash line. This is mainly going to stay in the crease. I want like two areas of color, so the inner corner and the outer corner. And on the outer corner, I am going to stretch the shade towards the end of my brow. And now I'm going to be taking the shade My Whole Heart from the palette, which is just a skin toned color. And I'm just going to place that all over my lid and on top of that coral shade, just to help the blending process a little bit and to make it as blown out as possible. And I'm going to go back in with the coral shade and just intensify that color a little bit more. And I'm going to start and connect both shade in the center of my crease. Now I'm going to take a angled brush and I'm going to go into the shade called Beue, which is just a very warm brown shade. And I'm going to, very closely to my lash line, pack that on my lash line. And I'm really just focusing on the lash line, so I'm not going to wing it out too much. And just to bring some shine to the makeup look, I'm going to go into the Solman Moonlight Feel Highlighter. And I'm going to be taking the shade Warm Sunshine, which is a really pretty pink to orange shade. It's a really interesting shade. If you have the Kaleidos Prophecy highlight, it really resembles that, but it's not as intense as the Kaleidos Prophecy. But I'm just going to place that shade in the very center of my lid, and kind of like the first look, I'm going to bring that towards my crease and towards my brow bone, and I'm going to take some of that on my inner corner. And just to tone down the shine on my brow bone, because I did go overboard, I'm just going to go on top with a brush that has nothing on it and just blend it out. And I'm also just going to go back in with the coral shade because I feel like this side is more intense than this one, so I'm just going to intensify this side a little bit more. And I also want to take some of that coral shade just a little bit on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to curl my lashes, and for this one, just because I really want this makeup look to be super fresh and very light, I'm going to do a very light coat of mascara on my upper and bottom lashes. And here we have it. Now I feel like this makeup look was so easy. Actually, I'm also going to be taking some white kohl liner in my waterline just to open up the eyes even more. So now I have some mascara flakes on my lid, but I'll have to wait for this to dry before trying to remove it, because if I go in right now, it's just going to smudge everywhere and it's going to be a mess. So I'm going to let that dry. This makeup look is so fun. I feel like it's really nice because it's just a little bit of color in the crease and a nice shimmer and some definition on the lash line. I feel like this is the type of makeup look that you don't need to be good at makeup to apply it, to do it, because you just need to place the color at the right places and then just blend it out with a fluffy brush and you're good to go. I feel like this one is very beginner friendly and it's really pretty. Like, I feel like this is a really fresh, nice look for summer, for example. I'm obsessed with this makeup look, and like a nice pink lip, perfection. Alright, so now for this last makeup look, my eyes are screaming. So for this makeup look, a pop of color in the inner corner is always fun. Here I wanted to play with some purple. Again, you can pick any color you want. So I applied a purple shade in my inner corners and I created a smoky small wing on the outer corner. And I feel like this is really nice because it's very delicate. There's not too much color, but you can still see it. And I also added in my inner corner a little purple shimmer just to again give some dimension to the makeup look. For this makeup look, I'm going to be using the Kaleidos Futurism Lunar Lavender palette. And to begin, I'm going to be taking the light purple shade with a JH42 brush. I'm going to use that brush just to lay down the shade. So I'm just placing that shade very closely to my lash line, and I'm going to start and stretch it towards the end of my brow. So with this brush, I'm mainly focusing on placing the color down. And now that I'm happy with the shape that I want, I'm going to be taking the JH40 brush with a little bit more of that shade. And I'm going to use that brush to do very small circular motions and blend that purple shade out. But I don't want to go too overboard, so I'm really making sure to keep that shade in place. I don't want it to go everywhere. I really want it to be very precise. And to blend this shade even more, I'm going to be taking the shade My Whole Heart from the Pure and Raw Beauty Christy palette, which is just a cream shade. And I'm just going to use that with a fluffy brush just to go over that purple and blend it out even more. And I'm going to go back in with my JH42 brush and reapply some of that purple. So now that I'm happy with the smokiness, I'm going to be taking the deeper purple shade from that palette with a angled brush. And I'm going to create a smaller winged liner with that shade. So I really want to do a gradient from the dark purple to the light purple. And to blend that deeper purple, I'm going to go back in with the JH42 brush and go over that just to blend it out. I do have a lot of fallout, so I'm just going to take a powder brush and remove the fallout. Alright, and now I'm going to take that light purple with the JH42 brush And I'm going to be very precise with this and only pack this in the very inner corner of my eye. I do not want this shade to go overboard because it can get very messy with color in the inner corner. So you really want to make sure that the color stays very close to the inner corner. And once again, with the cream shade, I'm just going to go over that to help the blending process. And with the deeper purple, I'm going to be placing that very closely to my inner corners. So again, we're doing a gradient from the deeper purple to the light purple. All right, and taking the purple shimmer shade from that palette, I'm going to be placing that from my inner corner to my crease, and I'm going to bring it towards the end of my brow. So I really want to place that shimmer shade pretty much all over my lid, but mainly in my inner corners. And here we have it. So now we just have to put on the mascara and we're done. So I'm going to do a very light coat, but I'm mainly going to focus the mascara on the outer corner just to help that elongated effect. Here we have it. So this is the finished look, and I think this is probably my favorite. I really love a good color in the inner corner with a nice blown out wing, and this purple shade is really pretty. It's like a really nice light purple pink shade. I'm really liking it. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you do enjoy this type of video where I show you different ways to apply makeup. I know I've been doing a lot of reviews and a lot of full-on makeup tutorial, so let me know if you did enjoy this format of video. I had a lot of fun filming it. My eyes are burning though, so I'm not going to do it very often. Almost forgot the secret emoji again. I've been forgetting it very often. I'm really mad at myself. So because I'm wearing purple right now, let's do the purple heart. So put the purple heart in the comment section down below. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos every single Mondays. So subscribe so that you don't miss any of the makeup Mondays. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.